Yesterday, Mutahi Ngunyi made a tweet on his official Twitter handle. That tweet has caused a lot of discomfort within Team Tangatanga. Because Mutahi Ngunyi is not your ordinary political analyst. He's not like me. Mutahi Ngunyi is a messenger for the system. He works for the system. And he crafts messages and strategies for the system. And because many Tangatanga guys worked with Mutahi Ngunyi very closely, people like Dennis Itumbi and Kipchumba Murkomen had to respond because they understand the weight of Mutahi Ngunyi's tweet. Let me read for you that particular tweet. Mutahi Ngunyi is saying, Raila had 44% of votes in 2013 and 2017. It is still intact. Uhuru needs 6% of GEMA to make Raila president. Hope you are following. And is proceeding. This is half of Kiambu or AKORINO women only. Uhuru does not need Kikuyus. In fact, 84% of GEMA can follow Ruto if they want to. And they will still fail. Simple maths. That simple maths by Mutahi Ngunyi is a very serious matter, politically speaking, in this country. Just because of two facts. That Mutahi Ngunyi is not an ordinary political analyst. This guy speaks for the system. And to the kind of messages Mutahi Ngunyi is trying to pass. So I want us to dissect into details this tweet by Mutahi Ngunyi. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let's get to business. Who is Mutahi Ngunyi? Mutahi Ngunyi is not your ordinary political analyst. Get that in your head. This is a man who speaks for the system. This is a man who crafts messages for the system. And this is a guy who cooks the strategies for the system. Ahead of 2013 general election, Mutahi Ngunyi came up with a theory, the tyranny of numbers. And that tyranny of numbers is what was used to convince the entire country that however much Raila Odinga was popular with the Kalonzo Musyoka, still there was no way they were going to win the presidency. And that the presidency of this country can actually be won by two tribes without any problems. I want you to listen to Mutahi Ngunyi explaining his tyranny of numbers. The first theory which Mutahi Ngunyi used in this country. Then, before the fallout between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy, Mutahi Ngunyi also crafted another narrative, which is spreading like bushfire in this country. The hustler nation. The hustler nation, which is currently being used by the Deputy President and his allies, is actually the intellectual property of Mutahi Ngunyi. I don't know whether he was paid or not. But Mutahi Ngunyi crafted that theory and is spreading like bushfire.
And I believe in its power, and I'm actually a member of the hustler nation. If a chicken seller like William Ruto can become president, then the hustler nation is a secret to be discovered. Ruto is not ashamed of his past. He is not ashamed of his past as a chicken seller, as a hustler, and as a KYM. In fact, he carries these labels of shame on his shoulder with pride. And because of this, he will walk into the presidency as a former chicken seller, and he'll represent our aspirations as a nation of hustlers with pride. His symbols of struggle are powerful, in my view. They give us hope. They instruct us not to be ashamed of who we are. If your father had no name, like William Ruto's dad, you can beat the odds and become president.
And that's why Tangatanga guys are in discomfort. They understand the power of Mutahi Ngunyi. I know you can dismiss Mutahi Ngunyi. I know you can dismiss Mutahi Ngunyi. But the fact of the matter is that this guy works for the system. I used to read every newspaper by Mutahi Ngunyi when I was still a young boy. But now let us get to this particular tweet. What message is Mutahi Ngunyi trying to pass out to the GEMA nation, or to the entire country for that matter? The first message is passing out here is that Raila Odinga can be the president of the Republic of Kenya without the support of the GEMA community. Why is that significant? It is significant because the Deputy President William Ruto is actually banking on the support of the GEMA community. And there's been this discussion in this country that for the Deputy President to succeed in 2022, he must get the support of the entire Mount Kenya region. If you want to get 80%, 90%, then you should forget about the presidency. And of course, there are a lot of things which have changed. The 2013 general election and now is different. Today, you can claim that the Deputy President is making inroads at the coastal region. You can say he's making inroads in Western and even in Nyanza. You can say that until votes will be cast. But before that, for the Deputy President to succeed, he must get the entire support of the Mount Kenya region. And that's why Mutahi Ngunyi is reminding these guys that Raila had 44% in 2013. In 2017, Raila Odinga still had 44%. And he's saying these numbers are still intact. So he's telling the people of Mount Kenya region that for Raila Odinga to become the president, Uhuru Kenyatta only needs to convince 6% plus one, now his vote. So if Uhuru Kenyatta can convince, today let's agree that Uhuru Kenyatta is going to fall out with the deputy president. So assuming they fall out, Mutahi Ngunyi is suggesting that Uhuru Kenyatta will not need the entire central Kenya or the entire GEMA community for Raila to become president. He's telling them that Uhuru Kenyatta only needs 6%. I am sure that if votes were to be cast today in central Kenya, even if the deputy president is going to defeat President Uhuru Kenyatta, I am sure Uhuru Kenyatta cannot get less than 20%. So I hope you are getting the point which Mutahi Ngunyi is trying to suggest. It's just reminding them that Uhuru only needs 6%, but of course it's going to get more than that 6%. That's what I'm interpreting here. The second message is telling Mount Kenya is that they have to make a choice, either to support the incoming president, who is going to be supported by Uhuru Kenyatta, or stay outside the government. And that's why he's saying that in fact, 84% of GEMA can follow Ruto if they want to, and they will still fail. So basically, it's using reverse psychology at that point to remind the people of GEMA community that whichever way they decide to vote, their numbers won't count. In fact, silently, Mutahi Ngunyi is acknowledging the fact that Raila Odinga actually won the elections and is the same guy who crafted the tyranny of numbers theory, which was used against Raila Odinga. So the people of Mount Kenya region are being advised here to make a choice. You can decide to support Raila Odinga, who is going to form the next government with or without your votes. Or you can still decide to stick with the deputy president and stay in opposition. So that's the second message Mutahi Ngunyi is sending out. Number 3, I also think that just like Mutahi Ngunyi used the tyranny of numbers to prepare the country for the presidency of Uhuru Kenyatta, that's exactly what Mutahi Ngunyi is trying to do. He's trying to prepare the country for a possible Raila Odinga's presidency in 2022. And that's why he's saying that Raila Odinga's strongholds are still intact. But I doubt if those strongholds are intact. I don't think. Take for example Ukambani. Ukambani is still not intact because Kalonzo Musyoka is going. Of course, probably there's something which Mutahi Ngunyi knows, which probably I don't know. I don't know whether Kalonzo Musyoka is going, but will ultimately support Raila Odinga. But let's just assume the way what we are seeing here is that Kalonzo Musyoka is going, which means Kamba votes are going to leave Raila Odinga. But you see, Mutahi Ngunyi theory might be right because those votes are not going to go to the Deputy President William Ruto. Right? So they are going to go to Kalonzo Musyoka. What about Musalia Mudavadi, during his time with the tyranny of numbers, he alleged that Musalia Mudavadi was going to get 1.7 million votes from Western Kenya. When elections came, Mudavadi got, I think, was it less than 300,000 votes from the entire Western Kenya. So he's actually preparing the country, because even if Musalia Mudavadi is going to leave Raila Odinga, those votes are not going to go to the deputy president. So basically, Mutahi Ngunyi is preparing this country for Raila Odinga's presidency in 2022. And people like Dennis Itumbi, Kipchumba Murkomen, worked very closely with Mutahi Ngunyi. And they understand that whatever Mutahi Ngunyi is telling them is actually what the system wants to get outside there. And that's why Dennis Itumbi, let me just read for you Dennis Itumbi's response. Now, this is how Itumbi responded to that tweet. Itumbi is saying, because Itumbi understands so well that whatever Mutahi Ngunyi was saying is actually the thinking within the system. He's saying, DP Ruto has since changed the conversation from tribal vote to hustler nation. The House of Mumbi declines the invite to your Mene Tekel motion of tribalities. And I remember I've told you on this platform severally that the hustler nation, what the deputy president intends to achieve, is that the deputy president has realized that when it comes to the numbers, he doesn't have the numbers. Tribally, the deputy president cannot be the president of the Republic of Kenya based on numbers. Rift Valley don't have the numbers. That's the reality. He needs the Mount Kenya. But if Mount Kenya will be leaving, it means the deputy president will need a new tribe. And that tribe is what is now calling the hustler. Whether he's going to succeed in creating hustler nation, I still don't know. But one thing I know, it will take another 50 years for Kenyans to vote based on issues. So Itumbi is acknowledging the theory which Mutahi Ngunyi is alleging here. Tribal voting. And number two is saying, if your math is right, order your 800K Italian suit and prepare for inauguration of your candidate. So it seems in the last time, Mutahi Ngunyi came up with this theory of tyranny of numbers. And he then went ahead and bought an 800,000 suit for the swearing in of President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's why Itumbi is challenging him to do the same. So the fact of the matter is that the tweet by Mutahi Ngunyi is actually causing a lot of discomfort. And that's why I keep on telling people that Raila Odinga has not declared his bid for the presidency. But should President Uhuru Kenyatta decide to support Raila Odinga for the presidency, I can tell you for sure just one thing, that Raila Odinga is going to be sworn in as the president of the Republic of Kenya. The only time Raila Odinga is going to have problems, and even Nyanza might decide to dump him, is when President Uhuru Kenyatta will not support him for the presidency in 2022. But if President Uhuru Kenyatta will just show signs that he's going to support Raila Odinga, I can assure you that all his bases are going to come out in large numbers to reinforce the theory which is being advanced by Mutahi Ngunyi. I don't know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on that matter. And in my next video, I want to explain to you guys why I think the coup which was engineered by the deputy president and his allies at Jubilee Party House yesterday failed. And I'm just waiting for Rafael Tojo, who was supposed to issue a statement from Jubilee Party headquarters, to issue the statement so that I can do that video. But for now, guys, if you're watching this video for the first time, just take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you, guys, and please, may you have a good day.